All right, so drive to the gym time, which time for thinking, reflecting, and setting myself up motivationally, at least, to get out there and crush. It's been a good 20, 25 years since I've been hitting the gym. You know, I enjoy it. I think for me, it's important. I do see the benefit of it. Obviously, physically, it's cool. Going through all the bits and pieces, I have injuries and bits and pieces like that. It's fine. There's always an upside to those type of things anyway. But what I find is the mentality side of things is more important. Getting your head around the fact that you've got a task to do, whether you like it or not, and then getting that win at the end. This helps a lot. A lot of coaches talk about these type of things. Stacking as many wins as you can, as early as you can through the day, will help you out with all the rest of the tasks that you have for that day. Because you're just on a momentum. You've got momentum. You're on a roll. You're winning. So even if there's small wins, you make your bed, you drink your salt water. You meditate in the morning. Those type of small things, even though they don't seem like too much, if you compound good 12, 13, 14 of them together, that's a big win. So whether you like smaller wins or you like bigger wins, a good 10 to 15 of those little morning wins like that, brushing your teeth first thing in the morning, getting some sunlight on the bare skin, grounding, these type of things, they may seem like nothing at first, but there's a whole bunch of them put together. It equals at least one big win if you're that type of motivated person or that type of individual. So yeah, getting all that stuff out of the way. The feeling of going to the gym for me is always anxiety in a way. I'm not anxious in the way where I'm gonna have any sort of reaction, but I always get that little feeling like, am I gonna crush this one? There's a little voice that always speaks to me. I have a little angel and a devil on my shoulders like everyone. There's always the good and the bad. And this little voice always tells me that I'm a bitch and that I can't do that and why am I doing it and I'm injured and whatever. But there's always the guy that wants to beat that guy that overrides. Now I want to tap into that guy. I call him Mike. I don't know why, but my little, that one friend you had that's always that downer dude? That guy lives inside me. His name's Mike. I call him Mike. Maybe it's got to do with another dude I met back in the days. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it now. But Mike, to me, is the guy I always want to whip his ass. Not physically, I just want to prove him wrong. I want to use the doubt he has in me to prove to myself that I'm better than what Mike says. Mike sits on my shoulder, he whispers in my ear all the time that I can or I can't, or I think I can, I think I can't. He's always there. Mike's always there. Now, whether you guys have something like that relative to who you are and what you're doing in life, dig deep. Find out what it is that makes Mike speak. I know what those things are for me, and as much as I keep working on those things, Mike's always there. And that's just the way life is. So now Mike's become my buddy to the point where, well, this is a little while ago, but to the point where he got a name, he became Mike. And at this point, Mike's the guy that I go to the gym for. Mike's the guy that helps me get forward. I've used the negative energy of having Mike in my ear, always telling me this is not good enough, this isn't enough, this isn't whatever. And now I use it as, well, for you, Mike, I'm going to end up using what it is that you're giving me, this negative, crazy, bull-ass energy, and I'm going to turn it into something positive. I'm going to turn it into something like me getting out there and doing a lot more than I planned on doing originally. Me lifting a little harder, a little longer, whatever it may be. Running a little faster back in those days. Mike's been around since then. So this is essentially just a little message to you guys to get you guys started on understanding that the negative self-talk doesn't matter. Name it, identify it, realize what it is, and use it. Use it, turn it around, use it as your advantage to try and get to what you're trying to get to. He is my motivator. At the end of the day, when I'm standing on a stage and I'm telling people about my victory speech for whatever the F I decide to do, my victory speech will be that I thank, first of all, the Lord, and second of all, goddamn Mike. Everyone's going to wonder, who the hell is Mike? I don't know who Mike is. Mike is me, I guess. Mike is me. But Mike is the guy that I'm doing all this stuff for. He's my little Mike. So look, heading there, I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff. I'm gonna record some stuff for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. As you guys may have noticed in the first video, if this is not your first video watching, it's no frills, no fancy bells and whistles when it comes to these videos. It's just me talking, training, and trying to avoid confrontation from people when I've got the cameras. That's about as far as it goes. I will be listening to a little music and stuff as I go today. Well, it's not music, I'll be listening to motivational stuff in my ears, so pardon that earphones. But as I said, this is just, I'm bringing you guys along with me. It's been way too long. Training alone sucks, so at least in this manner, this feels like I'm at least sharing a little something with some people. It feels like it's you guys are there with me, so I enjoy that a little bit, and I hope that this helps you guys. So I'll see you guys on the inside. All right, so a little bit of reverse walking to start the morning. Slept really well last night, so feeling pretty good. I'm trying to get a little bit of a heavy session out today. I'm feeling a little bit like I can push a little bit more weight for some reason. Could just be the pre-workout I just guzzled in the car. But yeah, let's see how long that lasts. As far as pre-workouts are concerned, I have been asked what it is that I take. I'm using, to be honest, I don't even know the name of it. It's a brand that's 5%. I can't remember the brand, the specific name of the product, but I'll find that out and I'll post it on here. I'll just put it up. The biggest thing I found is I only take like about a quarter or a half a scoop of this stuff. It's pretty potent, and I'm not really used to the chemical side of pre-workout, so I get a pretty decent little buzz out of it. What I found is that I don't actually need that motivation and that energy and that pump and stuff you get from a pre-workouts anywhere near as much as I think I do during my session. I need it at the start. So that little, if it does only last maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that's fine for me. Because the rest of my session, I'm still feeling like, I'm not feeling like I need this to get going or to keep going. I just needed to sort of get started and just get a little bit of that rage out and try and take on Mike and his crazy BS that he keeps telling me about. So yeah, a little bit of pre-workout. What I will do though is in my intro, so it's in my pre-workout a little bit, but also my intro workout. Water is just salt. I add a lot of sodium to my water. It'd be about 1.6 grams of sodium I add to a drink bottle. I know what my drink bottle is, mate, like 2 liters ish. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I get a decent pump out of it. My veins start popping out and all that kind of stuff from it. I'm training today on an empty stomach. Most of my morning sessions are on an empty stomach. As far as food is concerned, especially on a good night's sleep, because I'm feeling pretty good. If I hadn't had such a good night's sleep, I more than likely would have taken some fruit or something. So a couple of mandarins and a banana or something like that, and maybe a coffee. But yeah, I'm feeling good, so pretty much straight out of bed and into this thing. So here I am, reverse walking. I'm trying not to lean too much on my arms here, just simply pushing and pulling. So you pull with the toe and then push with the heel. Pull, push, pull, push. Not slow-mo. I'll do a few minutes of this. I won't be doing the stair climber this morning. And I'll just double up, but also this will be I'm on par for 5 sessions, potentially 6 sessions this week. So I don't need to be doing the cardio on the stepper every single one of those sessions. As I told you guys in my previous video, I believe. was my commitment to the stepper is 2,000 floors or steps, sorry, 2,000 steps per week at this stage. Just enough to maintain a little bit of cardio. It's a bit of a leg workout for me because I do it fairly slow. I stand up straight and I dig my heels into the step. I get more glute and VMO activation. So for me, it's more of a workout for legs because I don't do legs that much based on my knees and ankles. Not being 100%, but otherwise, yeah, 6 sessions this week. I only need 4 of them to pull out 500. Worst case, I can do a 1,000 step session if I need to. It's coming into winter here at this point, so the cardio is not quite as important. Not really doing a bulking. I don't really do this bulking stuff. For me, maybe genetically, thanks to my parents, I can bulk pretty quickly and I can bulk pretty easily just by sleeping an extra hour a night and adding another 1,000 calories into my food. Healthy still, not just, a couple of burgers. I don't really eat that way too often anyway. I've been known to get into these little slumps and smash out some pizzas and burgers at times, especially when I move to a new country. I do like to try the cuisine and the foods that I see that I've never seen or heard on TV but never had, or those type of things. I get into these little nostalgic little moments. So outside of those little moments that I have for a week or a month or so, I generally tend to just eat relatively healthy food anyway. Now, what is healthy? Okay, that's debatable. Healthy for me may not be healthy for you, vice versa, but it's decent food. Most of the time it's food that you can hunt, kill, pick, or grow. I try and limit the amount of foods that you pick off shelves, comes in plastic bags, or order through windows. Like I said, that's not to say all my food is like that. I'm not a super strict kind of a person when it comes to that. My mentality is a lot more based on the mindset. Personally, I don't believe that bad foods make me bad. I don't believe bad foods are the reason why I may gain weight. I dig a little deeper with that and say that the habit of eating bad foods would, but the bad food won't. So I don't have a emotional tie to food like that. I never really have. It's something I used to teach and preach to all my clients back in Australia when we used to do the competition, the fitness competition, the stage stuff. I try and find, I guess, a few weaknesses in them pretty early on, whether they had that little relationship with food, situation or issue, and try and nip that in the bud as soon as we could. Because I just found that, especially with females, unfortunately, when they get a little bit more of that attachment to food or the food issues, the hormones tend to change based on their attitude and their mentality based on that a lot more than guys. Whatever reason, who knows, who cares? It is what it is. And so I would attack that fairly early. There was a few guys that did have that kind of stuff as well. Obviously, this is not just based on one gender or another, but I was working with a lot more females for this fitness competition stuff, and I found them, not all, but majority of them, having some sort of issue with food, and a lot of it is just not understanding. So education was a big part of that, making sure that they understood that it doesn't matter if I eat a pizza today. I'm not fat tomorrow because I ate a pizza today. It doesn't really work like that. And if you zoom out, I always mentioned, if you zoom out, having a whole week of pizza only for 3 meals a day ain't really gonna do shit if you zoom out on a scale of 6 months or a year or 2 years. Not a big deal. It's more of an emotional thing. And if you can use the pizza to gather your emotions and get yourself out of that state, whether it be a sad part of your life or something that's happened, an emotional trigger at some point, then hey, I just say go for it. It just pushes us back a few weeks, but we don't have a timeline and we don't have an actual specific date we need anything done by. That's fine. One step back for 2 or 3 steps forward. Always been a big piece of my advice in the future with clients is the long run, the zoom out, the big picture. So I'm about to end with these because I ain't got nothing else to say about that. Predominantly the biggest reason. So I'll see you guys on whatever I'm doing next. I don't think the gym's too busy, so I should be able to have access to almost anything in there, or a version of almost anything in there. I'm gonna stick to machines today and probably do 3, maybe 4 exercises, see how I feel, and I'll be doing 3 sets of each. I know this is against the last video's training regime, but that's exactly how I do it. I'm in the mood today to lift a little heavy. I slept well, my mind's in a good spot. Mike's been pretty good to me this morning, so I'm gonna take this little window, this advantage, and I've done my 3 or 4 sessions of the training regime I normally do already. So this one, a little bit left field, a little bit out of the norm, and hey, why not? Let's see. Looking forward to it. See you guys there. So first set, just warming up, 10 reps. In my warm-ups, I'd rather do 2 or 3 sets of the lower repetitions than 1 or higher rep set for warm-up. I don't like the fatigue part of it. So 10 reps, 20 kilos, 44 pounds, whatever that is, big plate, 1 each side for a warm-up of 10. I'll do another warm-up of 10 with two plates. So that felt like a working set, possibly because of the time duration in between first and second set wasn't the greatest as far as recovery. So what I'll do is I'll recover a little longer in this one and hopefully pull out a decent set for my heavy. So in my ears is a motivational speech. I believe right now it's a Kobe Bryant version, which is cool. Gets me a little emotional. So I convert that emotion, that sadness, into something else. So here we go. 3 plates either side. Oh, that was tough. Oh. So 4. I'll do a quick drop set. That was a little less than I thought it would be. See if I can get another 4 out on this. Make up for it. Heavy is heavy, guys. Hard on the muscle is hard on the muscle. Regardless. Oh. 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 Okay, dropping the other plate off. Let's finish off with another pull and a single plate. Oh. 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 Right, so was it four reps on the 3 plates, 4 reps on 2 plates, 6 reps on 1 plate. Drop set, felt it. The last set of 6, I was moving a little slower, just to control it, get a full stretch at the bottom, try not to bounce, put more of that time under tension than anything. All right, so that's boobs done. Boobies. Right, that was a push. We get a pull. Let's go find a pull exercise. Right, found my little machine. I like this one. It's a little awkward on my legs. My legs are so freaking long. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with these guys. All right, okay, we're good. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna try and go the same thing and do a single plate, set of 10, 2 plates, roughly set of 10, 3 sets, set of 10, 12. If I have to do a drop set, do a drop set. My muscles won't know the difference between, you know, the amount of plates that are on here. As long as the tension is on the muscle quite hard and quite tough, then I think there's not really a big benefit in having more weight on it or not. It's obviously going to be a little harder. You might tear a few muscle fibers, but I'm not trying to bulk up, as I said earlier. I'm trying to maintain muscle mass. I want to live longer. I want to live healthier. And I want to look like a motherfucker when I'm 50, 60, 70 years old. So those are my goals. I wish you the best with yours. But as long as you understand one thing, and that is that as you see an exercise, as you see a set, as you see a workout, don't be afraid to do them. Just think every single one of those is adding something extra to your life, either in the moment, in a month, a year, or right at the end. That's half the motivation I have, is thinking about that in the future. So, all right, that felt pretty good. Happy to pop up. All right, so second set, still part of the warm-up phase. I'm not rushing to get these done as far as timing is concerned, but I am obviously not trying to rest too much. All right, 10 and 10. Whoa. Salt water. Yeah, yeah. You taste that. All right, so we're on the big one. This is the heavy set. That's why we're here. All the boys, all the toys. all for this. All right, I'm trying to crank out a good 10 or so. All right, sorry. Drooling like a baby. Okay. All right, Jim Rohn, nice. So, if I'm around and yelling out people, my ears are constantly listening to the motivational speeches and bits and pieces. That right now I'm listening to one that cuts between different people, so my apology, but I get pumped by that, so that's what I use. I don't listen to music, haven't listened to music in a long time. Guy Pearce, no, Guy Ritchie. Sorry, Guy Pearce. Guy Ritchie, good speech. All right. All right, so I think it was 11. Found myself leaning back for a little momentum there on the 8th rep-ish. So I thought I'd add an extra one in there with better form. I'm not a big believer of counting bad form as reps. So as much as it's okay to do them, in specific cases, it's probably encouraged to get a few reps out. Me personally, if I've got a set goal of 6 reps or 10 reps, I'll try and make sure those 6 reps are good reps. So without losing too much form and control, if I need to add an extra 1 or 2 to make my 6 good reps because I cheated or something happened in the middle there, I'm happy to do this, which is what we saw here. No drop set on this. Accomplish the task. So moving on to what we did a push, a pull, I'll do a press. Let's go. All right, shoulder press. Not as strong with my shoulder press as possibly am with other things. So this is going to start off a little lighter with the warm up, and possibly not go up too much in weight. Concentrate on the form a little bit more than anything. Couple of shoulder injuries when I was younger playing volleyball sort of ended my overhead shoulder pressing prowesses. Not that they were ever any good or very big, but as Jordan Peterson says, you must first build the beast and then learn to control him. I am at the control part of that now, as the beast athletically and in the gym sort of died off a little while ago. Kind of use him a little bit sometimes. Pop out a few reps, a couple of sessions, maybe a little periodized training program of some sort sometimes also. But anyway. All right, that can go up a little bit, and I'll double the man, positions of these weight stacks. All right, so the change in the seat adjustment earlier is to allow this lower part of the movement to be a little lower. I was finding myself just slightly hitting the end plate. So this should allow me to get all the way down here at my end of range without the machine stopping me. Okay, so just feel there a little bit more control, just to put a little bit more time and attention on the shoulder to make it a little harder for myself without putting too much weight or too many plates on. As I said earlier, my shoulder stuff is a little bit, I still have a metal plate in there which causes a little grief at the top end. And this bad boy is my dearest injury of all time, as it stopped me from doing a lot of stuff I wanted to do in volleyball a long time ago. So they're still lingering, or maybe mentally I'm still thinking that they are. Probably something I need to work on, reflect on, and try and fix. But for the moment, for right here, for right now, whether I believe them to be injuries or they actually are, they are obstructing. So let's see if I can do some work on getting rid of that pattern as far as the way my brain thinks. But I'm gonna truck on. She's 11.3 kilos, and pump out a slightly heavier set. I may do a slight drop set on this one after. Let's see how heavy this is. But again, only working for that sort of 10 rep range, just slightly increasing the weight each time and the intensity. So I'll wait another minute or so and then get that heavy set out. So I use sodium. I get tablets online on Amazon that were given to me from my nurse who uses them in the ER or whatever when they have serious dehydration issues with clients and with people, patients. And I'm sort of just utilizing these. They're made to be popped in and drunk, but sometimes if I need it, I'll do that. Most of the time I just drop a couple in some drink bottles and wait 10-15 minutes for them to dissolve, shake the bottle around. I've always got a little bit of sodium in my water. I'm a big fan of sodium, magnesium, and vitamin D. I think they all don't work without each other, or they work best with each other. And those three vitamins or minerals have helped me drastically sleep better, which helps me then feel better, which then helps me produce and perform better. So in direct correlation, maybe, indirect, possibly, either way, the end result is the end result. Was able to drop a lot of body fat and unused weight, including water weight, pretty quickly when I started utilizing those little protocols and consistently. And now I find myself almost back into some competition weight. Not that there's any competition apart from the one with myself in my head with Mike. But anyway, here we go. It's got a heavy set. I'm gonna go for about 10. Like I said, if it's too heavy or too hard, or I lose my technique and my posture too much, I'll just do a bit of a drop set. Ouch. Got this. Too long. Yeah, you got this, brother. Come on, bro. Quads are cramping. Hey, a quick little note, guys. Just noticed this. I use, and quite frequently in a lot of exercises, not usually these machines, but in this case, I use kinetic energy transfer. As far as I know, this is what it is the force of which you push something into a stagnant object, the amount of force will come back. So if I'm putting force into the ground and the ground's not going anywhere, and that force comes back up. I guess that's what jumping is. The harder you push into the ground, if the ground doesn't go anywhere, the higher you'll come up. Jump, trampoline, bounce, whatever you want to call it. So by pushing into the ground with my legs, as you saw there, I was able to create more energy coming up. I mean, we feel it, right? Push into the ground and you see I'm coming up, I'm lifting up. So I was able to utilize that as a self spot and push into the ground. It helped me get through that last little couple of reps there. So kinetic energy transfer, athletically, extremely smart utilization of energy. Didn't need the drop set after all, so glad I actually added a little bit extra there. Makes me feel good, feeling pumped. So the 3 exercises. I thought I was gonna do 3, but I'm on such a high right now from doing this. I'm gonna go do something else. Maybe throw a different variation of something out, but I'm gonna go do something else. I'll see you guys when I figure out what that is. So I'm just gonna do a pretty simple little combo just to finish off. I might do a reverse as well, so I'll go up and then I'll wait a little bit and then come back down. I'll do 1 chin up, 2 push-ups, and then go up 1 here and an extra 2 there, so I'll end up with 5 and 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 down here, basically non-stop. Small breather, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 8, 6, 4, and 2 on the ground. Well, that's the plan. I might die off. No, I won't die off because I just fucking said I'd do it, so excuse my language, but I'm gonna do it now. Yeah, that was gonna get in the way. Big time. Three. So 6. 6. Oh, 8. Oh. All right, so that's the way up done. I'll get a little breather in and then work on the way down. So I'll start at 5 chin ups, 10 push ups, and work my way down. Not a big fan of, this is an old school strategy that I used to implement with some of the basketballers I used to train.
back in the days. And that is in between the sets, or even at the end of an exercise, whether it be a specific exercise for duration or specific fast, powerful, or high exertion based exercise, never show your fatigue. I'm breathing, so I guess that's showing my fatigue a little bit, but I'm not walking around like this. I'm not sitting down with my posture like this. I'm not, oh man, none of this stuff. Trust me, I'm feeling that, but I'm standing around. Just not only posturally getting more of the oxygen in so that I can recover and feel better, but the mindset of it, the mentality that comes with standing tall, standing proud, and even giving off that energy to maybe some of the other guys that are watching or I'm training with, or my training partner who I'm in competition with temporarily in the gym. I'm letting him know that I'm good. I got another one, let's go. I'll wander around and try and have a drink and talk like I am now to try and get longer rest because, well, I ain't Superman, but the mentality, the mindset of it is never to show weakness. It was brought up to me one time randomly by a good buddy of mine, Nick. I won't say his last name, but Nick, Big Nick, Sisu, said one time that, bro, even when the lions are tired and exhausted, they never lay down on their backs and show anyone that they're tired and exhausted. I can't remember where he got it from, whether it was one of his or whether it was a quote from something. He's a big avid reader, writer, and scholar, so it may have come from a book somewhere or someone's quote, but I heard it from Nick and it always stuck with me. There's a few things that always stuck with me with Nick, and this is one of them. So anyway, this is my procrastination bullshit. Let's get out there and finish the workout that I said I would do, so that mic doesn't come into my ear, start telling me how much of a pussy I was for doing 95% of the workout. Oh, the form of the pull-ups is getting terrible. Come on, bro. Come on. Shut up, Mike. Fucker. Come on. So during that, with that little moment of reflection, of realizing that this little exercise came from Nick, I remembered I believe, sorry, not the exercise that came from Nick, but the quote that came from Nick. I'm realizing that this actual exercise, I think, something that we also used to do back in the days, Jim Jones days, as warm-up. Now, I'm not sure if we used to go 1 through 5, 5 through 1, or whether we went 1 up to 10, but alternating. So I'd go, he'd go, I'd go, he'd go. The rest you get is the time it takes the other person to do theirs. I believe it was something like that. Maybe one day he'll see this video and comment if he remembers. But anyway, that's pretty much me for the day. Nice and quick. Got that done, and including the warm-up cardio stuff. Just about an hour. So heavy session. I was feeling good. Not so much anymore. But it is what it is. For now, this is my reality, this is the truth, my truth. Keeping it raw and real. And let's get some food in. Enough talking in these sessions. No need for a little close out in the car. So see you guys next time.